Hi students, today we are going to discuss about Topper IIT NEET Foundation. In that 8th class biology, the second lesson. What is that second lesson? Cell. So we are already discuss about some basic characteristics and some of the inventions which are made by different scientists regarding the cell. We are already discussed in last class. So then coming to the what is the structure of the cell. Today we are going to discuss about that. So we are already in the last class we are already discussed about the size. What is the size of the cells which are present in different organisms, and what are the shapes which are present in the organisms, and then based on the formation of a nucleus, we are divided the cells basically into mainly two types. One is called as prokaryotic cells, and the second one is called as eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells means the first during the evolution, the first formed cells are called as prokaryotic cells, and eukaryotic cells means the cells which are formed after the prokaryotic cells are called as eukaryotic cells. So prokaryotic cells are containing the genetic material without bounded by particular nuclear membrane. So the nuclear membrane is absent with over the genetic material. Then the type of cells are called as prokaryotic cells. For example, if you see bacteria, the bacteria is containing the DNA inside the cytoplasm itself, but in a particular place it is located, but it is not surrounded by nuclear membrane. But in the eukaryotic cells, the cell is covered with a membrane. The nucleus is covered with a membranous like structure that is called as nuclear membrane. So inside that nuclear membrane, whatever the genetic material which is plays a very important role in inheritance, that is present inside this nucleus. So that is the main difference between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So after the discovery of the compound microscope and electron microscope, the cellular observation is somewhat easier when compared to olden days, because in the electron microscope the resolution capacity of object is more when compared to the compound microscope or remaining ways to observe different cell organelles which are present inside the cell. So that's why by observing the cell inside the electron microscope, we can determine the one ultra structure of the cell. Means the cell, how the structure will be there, what is the size and shape of the structure. So that will be discussed, that will be observed clearly by observing the electron microscope. So the picture or the organelle, the cell which is observed inside the electron microscope, then the whatever the structure we can see, that is called as ultra structure of the particular cell. If you see plant cell or animal cell, there are some of the differences will be there. Based on that differences, we can say this is a plant cell and this is the animal cell. So how the ultra structure of cell will be there. So what are the differences between the plant cell and animal cell? Now we are going to discuss about that. So what is the first part in the cell means the upper layer, the outermost layer which is present in the plant is the cell wall, and the outermost layer which is present in the animal is plasma membrane. So the layer which is surrounded by outer structure, outer as a layer, protective layer, that layer is called as cell membrane or plasma membrane. So in the animal cell, the plasma membrane is the outer layer, and in the plant cell, what is the outer layer? Cell wall. Because in the the animal cell, the cell wall is absent. So in the plant cell, the cell organelle which is present in plant cell but absent in animal cell means what is that? That is cell wall. Cell wall is present only in plant cell but it is absent in animal cell. So the cell wall is somewhat tough, thick, rigid like structure, and it is mainly made with some of the carbohydrates like cellulose. Cell wall is made with which structures? Cellulose means most of the plant cells, the cell wall is made with a layer with a structure called as cellulose, and in some of the organisms the cell wall is made with some of the loose structure, loose jelly like structure, that is called as pectin. For example, if you see the algal plants, the plant cell wall is made with some juicy or jelly like structure that is called as pectin. But most of the plants, the plant cell wall is made with some of the structure called as cellulose. And in some of the organisms, like for example, if you take fungi, in the fungi the cell wall is made with a tough rigid structure that is called as chitin. So this is a very toughest structure which is very hard in nature, and this hard nature containing chitin is very useful for the construction of cell wall in the fungi. So like that in different organisms the cell wall is made with some of the different structures. And if you see the normal plant cell, the cell wall is somewhat thick in nature, and it is plays a very important role in protection. So and from any damages will be occurs to the plant cell wall, then this cell wall is plays a very important role. So this cell wall containing structures are somewhat long thread like structures are present, and it is looking like somewhat mesh like structure. If you see the plant cell wall, outer region is somewhat mesh or network like structure it will be present, and this network like structure is containing the main component is cellulose. In between this cellulose, some of the another important structure that is called as hemicellulose is also present. With that of the cellulose, and another important one, hemicellulose is also present. And with that of this hemicellulose, and in some part of the means where some part of the attachments or in between the connections, there is another important one that is called as ligneous material or lignin material is also present in the cell wall. So what is the important function of the cell wall? It plays a very important role in protection, and it is plays a very important role in protection, and also from the means entry of the microorganisms. It will be restrict the entry of the other microorganisms into the plant cell wall, and it plays a very important role in some of the permeability capacity, means whatever the some of yellowing substances are there, they are easily yellowed through this cell wall which is present above the cell. And this some of the bacteria also containing the cell wall. The cell wall of the bacteria is made with one of the structure called as peptidoglycan structure. What is that structure which is present in cell wall of the cell plant? So that is called as peptidoglycan. So this peptidoglycan layer is present in bacteria, and normal plants are containing the cellulose, hemicellulose and lignin structures, and in some of the plant cell algal plant cell wall is containing with a jelly called as pectin structure, and in the fungi the cell wall is made with particular hardy structure that is called as chitin. And then coming, so this protoplasm is considered as physical basis of heredity. What is that? Physical basis of heredity, which was said by physical basis of heredity or physical basis of life, which was said by one of the scientists called as Huxley. Who is that scientist? Huxley. So physical basis of life was this was said by one of the scientists called as Huxley. So inside the whatever the inside the cell, the living material present inside the cell, that is called as protoplasm. This protoplasm is contain both cytoplasm and nucleus. Protoplasm is contain cytoplasm and nucleus. So nucleus without protoplasm, without nucleus, the protoplasm without nucleus is called as cytoplasm. Means whatever the liquid or whatever the place which is without the nucleus, that is called as cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm nucleus together we are considered as protoplasm. It plays a very important role for the functional system of this cell. Means whatever the all the functions which are present inside this cell were played by the protoplasmic cell organelles. So that's why this protoplasm is a very important role. Inside this there is another important organelle, that is called as a nucleus is there. From this nucleus, the outer layer is called as a nuclear envelope, and inside that the liquid material is called as nucleoplasm is present. And then coming to the another layer which is surrounded by this protoplasm, that is called as plasma membrane. What is this layer? Plasma membrane, or it is also called as cell membrane. So the cell membrane is present in every cell. Okay, with that of the animal cell, the plasma membrane is present. Plant cell, the plasma membrane is present. In the bacteria, plasma membrane is present. This plasma membrane is made with some of the carbohydrates, proteins and lipid materials, and it is also containing some amount of DNA inside the nucleus. So this protects, it plays an important role in protection, and it is also acts as selectively permeable membrane. Plasma membrane acts as selectively permeable membrane. So means it allows some of the particular substances only into the inside of the cell. So that's why this plasma membrane is also called as selectively permeable membrane, and it plays a very important role in protection. And in animal cell, the outermost layer is called as plasma membrane, and in plants next to the cell wall, that is called as plasma membrane is present. And what is the structure of this plasma membrane? Means for explaining this plasma membrane structure, there are different models are there, and in that the highly accepted model is fluid mosaic model. What is that model? Fluid mosaic model, which was proposed by Singer and Nicholson. This fluid mosaic model explains the how the structure of cell membrane, and it plays a very important role in selectively permeable membrane. Means it allows only some of the substances into the cell. So that's why it is called as selectively permeable membrane, and inside this plasma membrane there is a liquid material will be present, that is called as cytoplasm. And there is another cell organelle, that is called as nucleus is present. So the cytoplasm containing cell organelles are plays very important role in cellular functions, and the nucleus which is present with that of the cytoplasm is called as nucleus. This was plays a very important role in heredity, means the inheritance of characteristics from one generation to the another generation. This nucleus was discovered by one of the scientists called as Robert Brown, who discovered that nucleus, Robert Brown. So in the whenever he is observing the Tradescantia plants, inside that Tradescantia plants he observed one central cellular organelle, that is called as a nucleus. So the first time nucleus was discovered by Robert Brown, and inside this nucleus there is some liquid material present like a cytoplasm, that is called as a nucleoplasm, and surrounding this nucleus there is a double membranous layer structure will be called as a nuclear membrane or a nuclear envelope is present. It is a double membranous structure, and in between this there are some pores like structures are called as nuclear pores are present. These nuclear pores are plays very important role in exchanges of some of the materials and substances from nucleus into the nucleus and from the outside of the cell, means cytoplasm, means in between the cytoplasm and nucleus the connective or the exchange ways are called as nuclear pores. Through these nuclear pores the exchange of substances from the nucleus to the cytoplasm or from cytoplasm to the nucleus will be takes place, means during the protein synthesis or during the transcription process, whatever the materials which are required for the nucleus and cytoplasm, they will be exchanged through this nuclear pores which are present in between this double membranous nuclear envelope. Inside this double membranous nuclear envelope there is a liquid material called as nuclear sap will be present. This also called as nucleoplasm. So nucleoplasm is nothing but the cytoplasm which is present inside the cell. So this nucleoplasm is contain some long thread-like structures which are somewhat rod-like structure. They are present in the form of chromosomes. These chromosomes are plays a very important role in heredity. So it is somewhat rod or somewhat mass-like structure which is present inside this nucleoplasm that plays a very important role in heredity, means transferring the characteristics from one generation to the another generation. And inside this nucleoplasm there is one structure that is called as small structure called as nucleolus is present. So this nucleolus is containing some of the rRNAs are plays a very important role in some of the particular metabolic functions which are present inside the organism. And next these are the some of the structures which are present inside this. So but inside this chromatin the chromatids are rod-like structures. These rod-like structures are present in the form of chromosomes. This chromosomal number is different from one organism to the another organism. For example, if you see in our human beings, how many number of chromosomes are there? 46 number of chromosomes are present. But if you take rabbit, 44 number, ante means 22 pairs of chromosomes are present. And if you see the frog, there are 26 chromosomes are present. And if you see the pea plant, it is containing 14 chromosomes, means in 7 pairs of chromosomes are present. And in Drosophila, 8 chromosomes are present, means in 4 pairs they will be in diploid number. And in some Ascaris and some Mucar, the number of chromosomes are 2 in 1 pair of chromosomes are present. And in amoeba, there are approximately 250 number of chromosomes are present, means diploid number is 125 pairs of chromosomes are present in amoeba. And in ducks and fowls, there are 78, means approximately 39 pairs of chromosomes are present. In chimpanzee, there are 48 chromosomes, in 24 pairs they will be present inside the cells. And in Ephioglasm, there are 1260 number of chromosomes are present. How many number of chromosomes are present? 1262 number of highest number of chromosomes are present in this plant, that is approximately 1262 number, means 631 pairs of chromosomes are present in the Ophioglasm plants. And the lifetime of different cells is also somewhat differ from one organism to the another organism. So for example, if you see the RBC, they are approximately 2 to 3 months period they will be present. And if you see the sperm cells, approximately 7 to 10 days they will be alive in nature. And in the skin cells, they are 10 days they will be alive in position. If you take the liver cells, they are present inside in the laboratory conditions, means approximately 2 to 3 months period they will be alive condition, they will be present. And if you see the bone cells, they are approximately 15 to 20 years they will be alive in nature. Like from organ to organ also, the live period, means the lifetime of that particular cells will be differ from one cell to the another cell. So this is the cell structure. So then in the next day class, we are going to discuss about different cell organelles which are present inside the cell. So what is the structure which is present inside the plant cell but it is absent in animal cell? That is cell wall. It plays a very important role in protection, and it is very hard and rigid in structure. So what is the outermost layer which is present in animal cell? That is plasma membrane, which is selectively permeable membrane. It allows only some of the substances. Okay, next day we are going to discuss about different cell organelles which are present inside the cell. Okay, thank you.